About that new what is this Google's supposed to have called Alphabet? Did you hear about that?
No, I haven't heard about it. What is it?
Oh well, I'm trying to figure out what it is too. I just caught the tail end of it, but I know I heard Google has a new app though that's it's the translator with 27 languages now.
Hmm.
So that's one thing, but they have something else called Alphabet. I just caught the tail end of it on the news. They're supposed to be launching it. It was like yesterday.
I see. I see. So, interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Now, okay, so what we're going to do today is look at some of the papers that everybody created. And were those shared with me?
Did you share that? Who did you share that with? Okay. All right. They should be coming to you now. That's going to be it. Larson's Gladius. That 88. That one.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So it popped up with LTC Vegas. Did you sit down? Did it say Vegas?
I didn't remember.
Can you put that?
LTC is LTC. No, Larson. I put it under Larson. Larson. That Gladius. That 88@gmail.com.
Okay, so I'm going to go to emails.
Proceeds Larson. Oh, Larson. I got it.
I like it.
Okay.
But we're not working on that. Yeah. Just public probably. There's that in it.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to start with, hopefully. Yeah. Okay, does anybody recognize this one?
That's yours. Yeah, that's Rosalinda.
Okay, good. All right. So, okay, who has comments on this one? Or do you want me to start?
You want to, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. What were the instructions on the header? Yeah. Okay, so let me just check something. Is this a header? Okay. So you have okay, so on this one, can you hear me, Dennis?
Yes, we can.
Okay, so here, this part should be in the header.
Okay. You see that road? Oh, you see that? You said that part there should be in the header. That your
Yes, the title
the
and
title.
Okay.
Yeah. You see it.
Oops. So this would be better, and then to make it more readable, what this should be is left justified.
that's good.
But then move it over so it's in the center. Here,
Oh, okay.
the analysis should be separated out. And something like that. So it'll look like that. And then this.
Yeah, yeah. That's justification.
We don't need this as the footer. This link here should be changed so that the word analysis is the link. Okay, do you see what I did here?
Okay.
Okay, this is the link.
Oh,
So
okay.
you click on that, it takes you to the analysis instead of just having a link there.
Okay.
Okay, so if we go back and we look at this, we've got the title, this is the header, here's the body. It's separated out, you've got the analysis here, we'll change the color on that. You have your analysis picture of them. I'd make the picture larger because we can. Center it. And now you have something on one page, but there's no footnotes. Okay, so what's missing on here are footnotes.
Okay. Okay.
Okay?
I think so. Footnote there. Footnote.
Okay, so now we'll go to the next one.
That's ours.
Right? Move that over there for a second.
He doesn't?
He's manipulating.
Okay, so here this is
Okay, I'll send him this.
large.
What did he see you since you already have it open?
So here the good part on this one is the header is right. I think it's good that it's left justified, but this should be moved over. Looks like it's centered.
He's corrected. So they insert the pictures.
Okay, so yeah, that was a problem on this one. Okay, why was this one on landscape format?
We ended up with a bunch of pages. So in order to fit it to one page, we were trying to manipulate it to fit it in one. So
Okay.
that might be the reason that it ended up, with that.
And then Ed, they said the instructions didn't say footnotes.
Did the instructions say footnotes from the day before? Everybody here was doing
Oh, it says
annotations. Okay. All right. So I should have probably made it clear what annotations are. Okay. So here again, this would come out.
Yes.
And now we have it back down to one page. I would put analysis here. Bold. Does everybody know how to create a link?
Yes. Google
A hyperlink?
it and click it and then bring it.
Okay, so that would be a better look, more clean. Okay, Rachel send. Okay, so here's one from here.
okay. Yeah.
Where you share?
Well, it's technically a hyperlink. It's not always called a hyperlink. Okay, so Dennis, you see down here on the bottom here?
Yes.
Okay, so this would be annotating.
Yeah.
So I should have brought that up.
Okay.
Yes. Okay, and interesting how people who work on these always say that about their own. Now again, to make it easier to read,
Right. You want to
I would left justify
center.
and then drag it over. Okay, so this is clean. I would do this though. For the header, didn't it say bold, 14-point bold, or 18-point bold?
Yeah.
Okay.
It say bold.
Yeah, okay.
I thought it said bold.
Okay, and not the best picture. Yeah, and it looks like it was kind of squished. Now let's go look at this. To revision history. Okay, so we have Tom, Rachel, Gina. Okay. So you see up on the screen on the right, Dennis, and everybody in California, it has the revision history.
Yes.
Yeah. Right.
Okay. So what does that do?
Gameplay.
You said what does it?
Well, go ahead.
Oh, revision history basically lets you know who's been working on it.
Right. So every time somebody changed it, here are the changes that they made.
Yeah, let you know who's been working on it, basically. Right. And what
Right.
they made. Right.
And then you can go to that revision. So if we look at this, it started with Rachel, then Tom, then Rachel and Tom. A minute later, Rachel and Tom, Rachel and Tom, Rachel and Tom, Rachel and Tom, Tom, me. Oh, no, it started down here. Okay. So Rachel, Tom. Okay, what did Gina do? This is kind of fun.
Yeah,
This is what Gina wrote.
yeah, he did that.
Oops, not fun anymore. Okay.
One over there and one here. Yours is better than that.
Okay, and so if you watch on the screen, what I'm doing is I'm just clicking through the different revisions.
Right.
So we can see what happened.
It tells you what revisions they made. Mm-hmm.
Oh, you'll be on
File. Look at that file. It's towards the bottom. Okay. So this is good. Let me go to here, the last version. Okay, so that one's pretty good. So big improvement over the day before.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Another one.
The one before that, the one that it's done. I said Lucas was better than that one.
So this one starts out well. I would put a blank line right here, though, to separate that text. And then again, with all of these, I would left
justify. Yeah.
Who didn't send it?
And then drag it over. Okay, so this one, a bunch of blank spaces. And you want to avoid putting blank spaces in to make everything line up. You want to avoid that.
We'll bring that copy.
Because if you ever do any reformatting, you have problems like this.
We need one.
Okay, analysis, good.
The notation. We don't have that.
Okay, but we have an extra line in here. How do we get rid of an extra page?
Shorten it up.
We got it through a table. Delete a table. But don't ask me how, because I don't even know myself. No?
Okay, so usually when there's a separate page, a second page, it's because there's a lot of empty lines here. So the easiest way to get rid of a second page is just to make sure you don't have any carriage returns after it. And that's all I did here to get rid of the second page. Michael, Dwayne, and Jesse. Okay, so this is good and left justified. This is down in the footer. So it looks good. And the question is, was it done yesterday or today? Okay, good. So I don't know what I could add to this one.
Oh, they're the winners then.
Okay, the header. It's good. There's an extra line, different size font here. And then another thing that was interesting is it's the things that are footnoted, that are annotated, are also italicized and underlined. So it makes it easy to find them. That might be a little bit of overkill, but still, people are going to see those things. Good annotation. Yeah, I don't see anything that I would change on this other than taking out the word by. So, you know, good job. That was yours, right? Where was Theo?
No, that was Dwayne. The motion Dwayne. Dwayne and Mike. What's your name? Tom.
Huh?
Mike, yeah.
Okay, did I look at everybody's? Did we go through everybody's?
No. What's that? What's this? Yours?
Whose team was Theo on?
This was yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, now, Dennis, did I miss any from California?
No.
Okay. So that was this one and this one. Let's see, which one was better?
Golly.
Well, the problem with this one is it was, okay, so this one here is the winner, and Sherry will make sure to have Starbucks cards for Rose, or you, Dennis, for this team here. And the reason is, the simple reason is, this one got put onto a landscape format which just would not be acceptable in an office environment. So, but I'm glad you did that, because the only time you really should use landscape is when either you're specifically told to use landscape or it's a PowerPoint presentation. One of the problems people have about landscape is, which side do you punch the holes on?
No, that's Lupe.
Yeah, that's fine.
Well, Lupe, that's on the top.
What?
The thing is, we won.
On this side.
Okay.
That's
And when people put things in a binder, it's not clear to many people which side gets hole punched if you have a landscape page.
Oh, okay.
Now, I would think that everybody would say, well, you punch right above where it says, do not go gentle into that good night. That's where you would punch the holes if it was going in a binder.
Right.
But oftentimes people don't punch it that way, because when it comes to spreadsheets, they do it exactly the opposite way. Okay, so the winner is this one here for California. And Nevada, I think everybody knows which one the winner is. Right?
Yeah.
Who? Okay, good. So
No, ellos.
So this one right here. Now, why is it better than this one? Well, on this one, this one is not bad. None of them are bad. Everybody did a good job. So let me start by acknowledging Everybody did a good job. This is better than most people would do in an office environment. So you have different fonts, different styles, but they're not goofy. Annotation, spacing. You know, it's good. This one, you know, should have the paragraphs in it just to make it easy to read, because it's very clear that the poem is, well, let me just check something. No. Okay. Okay, if you read the poem, it's very clear that it breaks like that. And, you know, the key parts are, first it talks about wise men, right? Then what? Good men, then wild men, then grave men, and then you, my father. That's the key part, or one of the key parts about this poem, is it talks about different types of people and what they do. But this wasn't really an assignment on the analysis, it was layout. So this would be a better way to do that one, right? This one, that's the winner, it hasn't broken down that way, and so good job, guys.
Thank you.
Yes, Julia.
You take a look at ours, even though we corrected it.
Okay, where is that? Somebody email it to me. To Larson.Gladius. Who's on your team, Julia?
Robert and
Oh, okay. Huh?
I just have your, oh, there it is.
This should go to Larson.Gladius88. Did you email it? No, I do not have it as an email.
Tell them what that's going to be. What is your,
Larson.Gladius88. Okay. Where did you send it?
I sent it to the right one now. But I can send it
To Larson.Gladius88?
just did.
Okay, here we go. So here's this one. Okay, so the first challenge is it's called dots, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that needs to be changed. Title, good. Header, good. Okay, that's good. It's annotated. Looks good. The analysis, though, should be, the analysis should be here. And we want to take this thing that says analysis, turn it into a hyperlink, and cut out that long amount of code. Now this is not a picture of Dylan Thomas, right?
but it was on there, his one of the pictures.
Okay, but wasn't the question to have a picture of the author? Was that one of the things? Does anybody remember? Yeah. Okay. So, okay, well, not bad. Not good enough, but not bad.
All right.
Okay? Now, we're going to go back to our normally scheduled program. And, oh, that means me. So, what did we learn from this exercise?
Collaboration.
Okay, collaboration. I think the most important thing, and everybody did pretty well. Yeah, the most important thing is always to follow the instructions or the directions. When you're taking a test, when you're at work, when you're in an interview, if they ask you a question, just answer the question they ask you. Don't in your brain filter it out where they ask you a simple question and you say, well, I want to tell them this. Because especially if it's a professional interviewer, one of the things they want to figure out is, can you follow instructions? So you walk out of there thinking you nailed it, and they write down on the piece of paper, this person doesn't really follow instructions. They're not going to do it our way. They're going to want to do things their way. So following instructions is very, very, very important in life, in school, in work. And a lot of people get themselves in trouble when they go beyond what they were asked to do. Yeah.
What happens when you're collaborating on a paper and the person does not want to work with you, or they put the wrong picture up?
Well, the first thing to do would be to start and say, look, the instructions said this is what we need a picture of. Okay? And then you have to assess. If they say, I don't care, I'm going to do it my way, then the message back is, well, we're not going to win. Why don't you just let me do it then? Okay? But usually, now if you're in a work situation and people want to do their best, usually people don't say, screw him, I'm going to do what I want. Screw the boss. He has to pay me, but I get to do what I want. Most people don't do that. Most people just forgot, they didn't notice, they didn't understand, they made a mistake. Not that they're belligerently saying, I'm going to do what I want. Now, some people do that. Most people don't. If you get on a team with somebody that says that, then you've got to just be direct. You know, I'm taking this seriously. I want to win. Here on the instructions it says, blah, blah, blah. Why would we even waste time doing this if we're not going to do it right? And just be direct and then just wait, because that person won't be around for long, right? Because if they say to the boss, well, I know that's what you wanted, but I decided that there was a better way. Now, a better way brings up another point. What happens if you have a plan and you figure out, oh, here's a better way to do it? Do you stick with the original plan or do you change? You stick with the original plan? How many people say stick with the original plan? I'm just saying in general, not on this particular thing. If you have a plan, okay, I'm going to drive the car, you break in, you steal the stuff. And, okay, if you have a plan, and somebody says, I have a better plan.
I stick with my first choice.
Okay. Do you change the plan if you have a better plan?
Better, yeah. Depends on the situation.
Okay. Well, like what?
Like right there, if you guys are driving, you go hit the lick.
Uh-huh.
And the dude comes up with a better plan.
Okay, so the default setting should be, we're always going to go with the better plan, but with the Navy SEALs, you don't change a plan unless everybody who's involved in the plan knows and understands. Well, they don't have to agree because it might not be a democracy. Okay? You know, like if you have a team leader, right? If you're on a team and you have a team leader and he says, okay, we're not going to do that. I have a better way. So that your default setting should be to always find a better way, but you don't change a plan unless it's agreed to change the plan. If you're not the team leader. Or if you are the team leader, you don't change the plan unless everybody knows the plan has changed. Everybody who needs to know knows the plan has changed. Bad employees say, I was told to do this. I don't care if it's better. I'm not changing because I was told to do this. That's a stage 2 tribe. That's a DMV. That's what they do at the DMV. We don't care if there's a better way. This is how we do it. And nobody ever told us to do it a different way. So I'm not paid to come up with better ways to do things. At Zappos, do you think if somebody comes up with a better idea, what do you think they're going to say? Anybody remembers from the David Logan thing, they have a suggestion box in the lobby. They encourage people to come up with better ways to do things. So, but, you know, think in terms of like the Navy SEALs. If somebody changes the plan and doesn't tell other people about the change, what happens? Die. People die.
Yeah.
So think about that. So you want to always look for a better plan, but you can't change the plan unless whoever's in charge says okay. Now, what if you have a plan and you're supposed to be doing something, and instead of doing that, you say, I have a better plan. What did you just do? What happened there? Huh? You changed the plan. If you're supposed to do this, and you say, wait a second, I have a better plan, you just changed the plan. So you don't want to change a plan unless other people are knowing. So it'd be like, again, Navy SEALs, okay, we have this mission. I'm going to go around to the right, you go around to the left. I start going around to the right, you start going around to the left, then you stop and you say, I got a better plan, and then you come follow me to tell me what the better plan is. What happened? The plan just got changed, right? People die. So sometimes, so even though the default setting is you always want to look for a better plan, sometimes coming up with a better plan changes the plan. You don't have time to do that. Phyllis, what's everybody looking at? What's everybody doing here? The event? I hear clicking. We're not. What's everybody doing? Because this is important stuff. You know, sometimes it's the small things that are the biggest things. So, for example, a couple days ago, we were at this housing authority talking about jobs. And the people there said, well, we help people. What do you do about helping people create resumes and sending out their resumes? And what did we say? Yeah, what did I say to her when she said that? What do you do about helping people create resumes and send out their resumes? What do we do here? Okay. Yeah, so her point was, what they tell people to do is you create your resume and you mail it out, and not email it out. You send it out to a lot of people. That's what I said, exactly. So we don't do that. We don't do that. Now, my hunch is virtually, I know for the last almost 2 years, everybody that came in, their plan on getting a job is you create a resume, go online, look for who's hiring people, and then you do what? You send them your resume. And some people think your day should be sending 10 resumes out every day, hoping that someone's going to bite. So little things are important, because if you don't get, that's not going to get you a job, a good job. And so I said to the these people we were talking to. Well, you know, one of the things we say is don't start a relationship off on a lie. If you send out 10 resumes a day, you go in there and they say, how many resumes do you send out a day? What do you think happens if you say 10? In that person's mind.
You look desperate.
Okay, in that person's mind, I said, hey, Mike, you say, okay, great, you're interviewing other places. How many resumes do you send out a day? And I say 10.
Look desperate.
Well, what do you say to me? Okay, you just say okay. You don't address it. What do you say in your mind?
This guy, there must be something wrong with this guy that he has to send 10 out a day.
No, a lot of people do that. That's what a lot of people think you do. It's a law. They think it's a law of numbers. The more resumes I send out, the greater my probability of success. Well, but it's a bad idea, bad plan, because if you say to the interviewer, I'm sending out 10 resumes a day, well, why are you doing that? Because I'm really desperate. Okay. Am I going to want to hire you because you're desperate?
No.
Right. What am I going to want to do? No, when you say you're sending out 10 resumes a day.
Because you're confident.
No. I'm going to be polite, and I'm going to say to myself, next.
Right.
We're not hiring this person. It's the small things where they say, where else are you looking? Sending out resumes, what other places are you looking for? And you talk about different types of places other than what they do. What are they thinking?
You're not focused.
Yeah. Right. Okay, but do we care that just because you want a job, should I hire you?
No.
If you say, I really, really, really want this job, what happens? Why not? Okay. Well, you're probably not going to get it because they're not there to hire you just because you want the job. They're there to hire people who are going to help them. So we had somebody come in that was a professional. Phyllis might remember who it was. But he said, you've got to think in terms of they're asking the question, what's in it for me? You want a job here, what's in it for me? What do I get out of giving you a job? Okay, I know what you get. You get a job. You get a paycheck. You get a place to go every day. What do I get? Do I get somebody who's honest, loyal, truthful, hardworking? Am I going to get that, or am I just getting somebody who wants a paycheck? So these little things make a big difference in what you do. And on Google Docs, the little things make big differences too. And what we saw today was a bunch of, I think we saw 7 different docs, and it should have been apparent to everybody. Some of them just looked better, right? Does anybody disagree? Some of them just looked better. Most of them said what? Exactly the same thing, right? Most of them said exactly the same thing on most of them. You know, the analysis wasn't very large, but the body of it was the same exact poem. What separated the people that won from the people who didn't win?
What's that follow directions?
On directions.
Well, they followed directions, but it just looked a little bit better.
Yes.
Okay, and yeah, they follow directions. You can't win if you don't follow directions, but it looked a little bit better, and that little bit made a big difference. So we're almost done for the week on docs. So here's the takeaway to make sure that you write down is, and then we have it on every Friday on our things, people don't read, they skim. People start forming opinions about the document in the first few seconds. Same thing with your resume. If you think of your resume as a document, people start forming opinions when they hold it in their hand before they can even read anything. And if you have goofy letter styles, goofy fonts, goofy sizes, it's all over the board, they're going to say either this person's an amateur or they're not professional. Little things make a big difference. People don't read, they skim. So you want to make it easy for them to find the things that you want to know. What is one of the easiest ways to make it easy for people to find things they want to know? You want them to know. What do? Bold. Okay, bold would be one thing. Underline, italicize would be next. But that really only happens when they read it, right? If you're holding an arm's length, you don't really see the italicized that much. People are not used to colors. That would be the number one thing you notice, right? Different colors, but people don't really notice that, or people are not used to that. You don't pick up a book and you see things are different colors.
Keyword.
Keywords. What do you mean, keywords?
Focus on whatever you can do better.
Can you clarify that, Dennis?
Oh, she said, like, I think she's trying to get at, like, the bolding keywords to
Oh, yeah,
on that.
right. That's exactly what you want to do. So one way is you make them bold. Now, the typical ways to do things are either bold, underlined, or highlight. I think yesterday there was some highlighting going on. Who highlighted yesterday? We looked at it yesterday. Somebody had some highlights, didn't they?
Yeah.
Like he had a highlighting pen. Okay, people are used to that. So highlighting is the thing that you should do. There's technically only certain things are supposed to be italicized, so I would kind of stay away from that. Bold, underline, highlight. Use proper spacing. Use proper fonts. Don't use goofy fonts. It's better to left justify than to center. Because again, people don't read, they skim. And so when you have a poem that's centered, is it easy to read? Not really. Okay? It's easier to read if everything's lined up on the edge, because our eyes are used to going to there, they're not here. On the next line it's there, the next line it's there, the next line it's there. It's just easier for us to get it if it's left justified. Okay, so we're just about out of time, and I know that people in California primarily use Word. Hopefully in California you've gotten that Docs is a good substitute, and that sometimes you might want to use Docs instead of Word. Did you guys get that? Anybody get that?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yes.
There are some times, even if you're good at Word, that you're going to want to use Docs. I was very good at Word, but I don't even use Word anymore. I just find Docs is a lot faster, a lot easier to attach to emails that I send to people, to save them on my Google Drive. Everything is just really easy with Docs. So I encourage you to not abandon Docs. But for everyone else, when it comes to this, you know, now starting tomorrow, we really need to make our 11 o'clock quiz look really good, because people don't read, they skim. Yeah, Mike?
Is there a way to put like docs in PDF form?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you go to File, you're in your doc, File, Download As. You can save it as a Word file. So another thing we didn't talk about, but when you have you create a file in Docs, you can save it as a Word file. And when you have a Word file, you can open it up as a doc file. Okay, so now they're completely compatible. Okay, so it's time. Thank you, everybody. I know it's your Friday, so have a good weekend and just keep doing your best.
All right, thank you.
Okay, bye now.